So Wisconsin, they got a new head coach. How different are they from what they would do last year compared to now? What kind of challenges do they present?
Well, he's running. Jonathan is obviously come from GW, but was under Muffet McGraw at Notre Dame. So a lot of the chin action that we run offensively, they're running at Wisconsin. And so we're very familiar with that. I think their strengths are in their post. I think they do an excellent job of really trying to sit and seal. So our post players are going to have to show up in a big way on Sunday. They're fairly young. Like I said, they're under a new system. They're going to play a lot of 2-3 zone. So we're going to have to shoot the ball really well. But different in the aspects of their personnel's different. They were pretty senior heavy last year compared to what he has now. So new system, new personnel, younger personnel than a year ago. And again, we can't go in there and think about their record. You don't even think about that. It's a road game. Your mindset has to be different. Your edge has to be way greater. And we got to go in there with the mindset that we have to play really well for 40 minutes.
And how important is this game, being that you're going this to Michigan State and trying to build some momentum?
Oh, there's no question. We have to steal a couple on the road because we're taking care of business at home right now. And so our kids know that. Again, I've said this. As much as we don't talk about what the Big Ten looks like, they pay attention to that. I'm not naive to think that they don't. The only thing that we try to get them to focus on and their mindset is the next game. And so going up to Wisconsin tomorrow and playing on Sunday, like I said, we have to get our minds wrapped around just that game and focus on those 40 minutes. In order to separate yourself, like I said the other day, you got to win games, and that's kind of what we're trying to do right now.
Talk about the challenge for the post players. One of the statistics I saw that was decent is they do offensive rebound the ball a little bit. Is that one of those things that you're?
Well, yeah, they're bigger than we are, and they're deeper. He brings 3 to 4 post players, 6'2", 6'3", off the bench, and more athletic than we are, but. It's not like, we haven't gone into games with that being obviously an emphasis. As we said to our guys today, the advantage is on the inside, and it's not just them sitting and sealing, it's them second and third chance opportunities. You got to keep them off the glass. We don't anticipate playing a lot of zone. And so it's man on man, right? You got a responsibility, and that's to keep the guy you're checking off the offensive board. So that's focus. That's focus and concentration and hustle and heart and all those things. And so our kids, Kim and Jen and Breezy and Darby, are well aware that they're going to have to, as I mentioned, show up in a big way.
How was Jen? She went down a little bit.
Sure, she's fine. I think we've held her out the last couple days, just like we held Cahill out the last couple days, just for precautionary measures. B's still awfully sore after playing. She got that ankle pretty good, and then Jen has just been a little under the weather, but then tweaked the ankle against Penn State. So we've kind of kept her down as well, but two guys that'll be ready to go come Sunday.
How do you feel about talk about Cahill and Anderson? Feel good about them? The depth behind in terms of rebounding and
right.
defense. How do you feel about where Royster?
Well, I felt, like I said, I felt really good about Kim. Obviously coming off of a great performance like she did against Purdue. She was sick, playing against Penn State. But I really feel really good about Darby and Breezy and their activity defensively in particular. So real comfortable with not the minutes that Cahill and Jen are going to provide us as starters, but when we go to our bench, Kim Royster and Breezy and Darby coming in and giving us great minutes, defensively. I think we're all very comfortable with that.
Yeah, you mentioned on Monday night that you were looking forward to having the full, week off. So how's it gone with kind of getting everyone back up to 100%?
It's gone. Like I said, it was much needed, especially with Cahill coming off that really bad ankle sprain against Purdue, and then, Jen going down to the Penn State game, and so we took our normal day off, and then just really did film Wednesday, I guess, and shot it, and we lifted, and then Thursday was back to normal, business hours for us as far as being in practice with our practice guys, and doing whole bunch of live stuff, really focusing on defense. And today we yesterday was a little bit of prep. Today was more of a prep for Wisconsin in terms of what we're going to see from them offensively. So it was a great time to have a couple days here where we could kind of catch our breath and get those guys feeling better.
Kayla McMorris, their leading scorer, obviously, but I noticed last 6 games, I believe, only 1 game above double-digit scoring. Have you seen something in her film over the last few weeks that's?
She's just, she has a scorer's mentality. That's we know that, and again, she's been there, so we're familiar with her skill set. But like I said, I still think that the advantage is in the post for them. I think that they've done a terrific job of really focusing on trying to get the ball inside and getting high percentage shots. But clearly a kid that Lex will have to guard, a bigger guard. But she's a nice player. But like I said, our post players, them showing up on Sunday is going to be as important as Lex showing up and playing. Having to guard McMorris.